did it seem like that a lot of the bulls back then, were they meaner? I know later on as the PBR grew and ABBI came along, bulls got ranker. But have they always been mean back when they maybe when the pen of bulls didn't have as many rank ones in it? But
I think they was a little meaner back then.
Yeah.
You know, like you said now, well, about Sammy's, they were more about bucking. But back then you had the ones that buck really good, and then you had some that didn't buck as good, but they were sure mean.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still mean today, some of them, but most of them buck. When they buck the rider off or whatever, they just quit and go to the outgate.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them bulls back then, they were looking for somebody to hook.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, when you make a point that you're glad that somebody like Rob's there, if they're not, if Sammy's got a 22, 23 point bucker that's mean, you may never know it because they're bucking so hard even after the ride. But if it's a 16 point bull that's mean, you're going to find out maybe while you're still on his back because he's trying to hook the bullfighters or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he's not bucking very hard, so he don't throw you very far when you go to get off. So you better be getting it on when you get off.
Yeah.
But some of them rodeos back in the old days, nowadays I think they say the best bull for last or whatever. The last bull that used to buck in the performance was the fighting bull because because they'd fight him. That's how they sell the rodeo.
It's not a separate bull, though.
It's not a separate bull.
They put him in a draw.
You might draw the fighting bull. We call him the barrel bull.
Dang, I never thought of that.
And most time you couldn't win on them. Most of them go out there about the middle of the arena and turn back flat and try to hook you off of them. Then you had to get off of them.
That was a regular thing. Somebody drew the fighting bull.
Somebody drew the fighting bull.
Man, it makes sense because if you don't have as many rank ones, well, you might as well throw him in the draw.
Yeah.
But, these days, like Sammy, for instance, he would always bring us a fighting bull separate. He's absolutely not in the draw because it doesn't fit his pin, obviously. But
right. Yeah, they used to be back in the draw.
That's hilarious.
But that was kind of, it wasn't too much. When I first started, they didn't do it too much. But I know that.
There was one guy, the one time that's happened while I was rodeoing, maybe a couple, but the one I can remember, I was fighting and my dad was picking up. We were in Bryan, College Station. We were in Bryan, Texas, and Sammy Catalina had the rodeo. And so I don't know if he thought the fighting bull was going to buck, but Sammy Catalina, he wasn't known for his bucking horses, but he had really good bulls. Some of them, and a lot of them, he was really good friends with Sammy Andrews, and so that's where a bunch of them come from. But anyways, I don't know why this fighting bull was in the draw, but he was. And he went down to the other end of the arena and hooked my dad's horse. And my dad come off of him. Well, they had on those back panels like tarps. They were either I can't remember if it was just banners or tarps, but all the way down. So it's just like all the way down to the bottom rung. And he's down on all fours, and this fighting bull is coming to him. And I'm on my way down there. And the rider had already been bucked off like down by the chutes. So like that's why I'm not down there anyways as the bullfighter. I know Ty was wondering. But anyways, Emery Wheatley was the other pickup man, and he got it on this bull's horns when he was about from here to the corner of this room from my dad, who was on all fours, and saved his life. Oh, man, because he couldn't climb up.
Yeah.
He had them big leggings on, and he couldn't go under. And he was about to be toast.
Yeah, I bet them things are hard to move in.
Oh, man, especially
when
my
you're
dad's
on the ground.
Short legs, they're hard to walk in, much less climb a fence, But anyways, that's the only time I can remember. But, geez, in y'all's day, I guess it was every night. That's
you
funny.
didn't want to get the last bull out. He was usually the fighting bull.